King Drew.
Welcome back to the First and Foremost podcast. I'm super happy to be back, man. And I'm super happy to have my guys in here. I'm First and Foremost, I'm Jerome, your humble host. And we got my man Bacon. What's going on, Bacon?
Adios. Movie
Adios.
Buenos tardes. Buenos tardes.
Running back. You messed it up already. Running back. Adios.
Adios.
You're supposed to say buenas noches.
Hola.
No, buenas
Hola.
noches.
Buenos noches. We're working on it.
You got fix. We got some work to do.
We brought in with a bang though.
Oh, already, man. Hey, we got my boy Najee.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on, man? Another good night, man. Good to see y'all boys, man. Hope y'all week has been all right.
Definitely. Oh, we got the chat already. Come on, let's go. Our chat room already. Let's go, man. This is the best chat room in the country. Best chat room in the country. We're gonna talk about that. But if you don't know, this is the First and Foremost podcast. We do high school football right here. We do some basketball as well. We talking it up, man. We're just some bros that came together and got this done, man. And we're super excited to have our third episode. So if you haven't been watching, make sure you go back and watch it. It is on all our platforms. You can find it on Najee's, where he just jumped out on us. We got Bacon Network. You're going to be on the Bacon Network, and it's going to be on Inside the Hatches as well. So make sure you go check that out. It's going to be all on all the platforms as well. But before we start, you already know what it is. It is the First and Foremost. So I got some stuff. I actually got three right now. So I'm gonna let you boys talk because I got three. I might need my second, but let's start with Bacon. What is your first and foremost, man?
My first and foremost, it has to be the most recent breaking news in basketball, Georgia basketball news. Jacob Wilkins just committed to UGA Bulldogs, following in the footsteps of his father, Dominique Wilkins. So that has to be my first and foremost of my hour.
All right. Najee, what's your first and foremost for tonight, man?
My first and foremost is Grayson. They're not playing no games, man. They'll be able to clinch a regional title this weekend. We'll talk about the game, obviously, against Parkview. But my first and foremost, just being able to win that big game on the road against Archer, who could have won the regional title first time in a long time for them. They weren't going for it. Big time lead, big time win. Jeff Davis looks pretty good. That's my first and foremost. Grayson is still here. People writing them off, but they're right there in contention for a number one seed.
Definitely. All right, my first and foremost, man. If you haven't seen our last podcast, my homies here, my boys right here was kind of clowning me, so I had to bring out the props. Got to show them that I am truly a Nuggets fan, and I got the MVP, the two-time MVP, the championship winner jersey right here. I am a Nuggets fan. Had to put that out there, let you guys know what team I'm riding with, and don't just say I just bought that because I had it for a while.
That's what it looks like.
Video proof.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. If you want to show us you're a real fan, you're supposed to go back in the day. You go with a Melo jersey, Allen Iverson,
right?
Austin.
But
you know
I had to get the MVP. You're right, though.
Man,
I had to get the MVP. I met him in person. I met him in person, so like that's my guy. It's okay. I gotta get this out the way too because I just heard this news and I wasn't even gonna go here. Come with the props again. Come on, man. How y'all do my boys like that at number 3 in the country? They pay Ohio State number 1.
Everywhere, dog.
And what was that, man? Like y'all disrespected my team. Y'all disrespect my team. Y'all need to calm down. I let y'all talk. Let me talk.
No central location or nothing.
Y'all disrespecting my team. It's okay. It's all right. I said what y'all
ain't played nobody.
Huh?
Who played?
Okay, but you know, yeah, bro. We putting up points. We playing who this is on our schedule.
Y'all
Play who's on
playing
our
nobody.
schedule.
Coach
Play
makes
who's
the
on.
schedule, right?
You play who's on your schedule. And if we would have lost to somebody that was on the schedule, y'all wouldn't be saying y'all just not playing anybody. Y'all lost to this person. We won who we posted. We handling business.
We ain't gonna say
Handling
nothing to this,
business.
man.
Anyway, last but not least.
It's better be a backup.
This is literally the most important one. This is the most important one. You already see it on my chest. You know what time it is.
Yeah.
So I had to come with the props again. It's Cowboys week, baby. It's Cowboys week. And you already know, if I talk crazy this week, if I talk with a little hair on my chest this week, I'm sorry, but you gotta understand it's Cowboys week. Come on. It's Cowboys week. So I just want to let y'all know it is Cowboys week. I might be talking a little shaky this week.
All I'm gonna say is
All right, Jay Shiesty.
listen to the schedule. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at this.
Here we
East
go.
Carolina, UNLV, Bowling Green, Rutgers, Nebraska, Minnesota, Indiana, Michigan State.
Okay, and can you
all of them blow out 30-3?
Who has Georgia played?
What do you mean?
Georgia played one game, and they just played that game.
SEC talent is a different level week in, week out, brother. Don't do that now.
Oh, here we go with the SEC stuff, man.
Florida, South Carolina.
Florida's washed.
Y'all first real game is into Penn State. That's November 11th.
Oh my God. Okay. We'll be talking in a couple weeks. We were talking in a couple weeks, but
but you got that Kieran at a tire ready too.
I will. And trust me, we're gonna have our third year beating Ohio State, and we're gonna see that number one team and see how they do. Anyway. All right, guys, we're gonna get back to our regular program station, whatever, right now, and we're gonna get into our high school football. High school football recap of this week. We had some great games. We talked about it last week. How many great games there were. I think it was a great week of football. You know, players are about to start, so it's about to ramp up here in Georgia. It's about to ramp up. But let's talk about our first game, guys, and we're going to start it off with Grayson versus Archer.
All right.
Grayson beating Archer. 41-14. I mean, we all thought this was going to be a close game. It's going to be a great game. Archer was.
All right, brother.
Oh! Go ahead, Bacon. Go ahead, brother.
Right, brother. You know, I knew Archer was a whole bunch of funky monkey. You know what I'm saying? Alcohol without the juice in, just bland PG. And we seen what happened. You know, them boys on Grayson, they pinned their ears back, kind of like a sad dog. And 41-14 was our result, man.
I thought I was supposed to be talking shiesty this week. Damn.
I had to back myself up. You know what I'm saying? I came with a lot of energy. Y'all kind of shunned me away, so I had to peek my head out.
Granted, he's right because he did have a blowout going into that one. I did think it was getting closer too. What I will say, being there, Archer really impressed me with their physicality early in the game. It was 0-0, man, for the good part of the first quarter. But when you have a muff punt and then you throw a pick to Jalen Bell, that turns the tide. Right? And then Colin Fox is a virtual no cover inside the red zone, right? He got double to still score, right? And then they hit John Senior on another play. They did score a nice fourth and fifth play by Jordan Doe. And it was 14-7, man, but just it was the dynamic running attack of Dylan Elder. He had a big, I think, 80-plus yard run. Colin Fox had one over the middle, and then he scored again. But what I was really impressed with, the Grayson defense, man. They're really special. They forced 3 turnovers in this game. Tyler Atkinson's the real deal. Interviewed him after the game. I mean, y'all, sometimes you'll see 4-star, 5-star players. They're cocky, right? They all into themselves. I don't even get that impression from Tyler. He's one of the few I've never got that impression from. Kid's humble. Afterwards, when he got the award, he said, I give all my grace and glory to God. Without him, I wouldn't be here. You know, you could just tell, man, the kid's humble, man. So I'm happy for him. I got over 40-plus offers. He's going to have so many schools. Wherever he wants to go, he'll be able to go. But the kid's real humble, man. Like the way he played, like the way Seniors played. And Grayson got some weapons, man. They're going to be dangerous, and they're going to be tested this week. That's another game we'll talk about, Grayson and Parkview. But I was impressed with their physicality early. The last key thing, and I'm going to throw it to you, Jerome. Archer, the plays that they hit and scored touchdowns on, you cannot go laterally against Grayson. Grayson is too fast. You cannot throw screens and drags. You have to go attack them down the field. So that was my key in that game. They did too much short stuff. Jordan Doe was running the ball too much. In those situations, you got to push the ball down the field. They got the weapons. You got a William Wallace, a Jonathan Stafford. Push the ball down the field. I think it would have yielded better results for them. But that's my take on the game.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Tyler Addison last podcast last week, and the kid sophomore, right?
Yep.
The kid's only a sophomore, so for him to go out there and be balling the way he is and the leadership that he has, and to on top of that to be humble about it, because you always young and dumb, like we start getting some fame, or people start looking at you, start thinking our ish don't stink, you know what I mean? Like, we think we're the hottest on campus, but the kid is very humble. Plays his tail off, that team respects him as a young guy, I don't think I've been in high school and respected a sophomore when I was in high school. So he got command of that team. He, he's flying high, like you said, the defense is fast. My boy Bell with the interception, I really got some high hopes for him. I think this team has so much talent on it, and like I said before, that first game was such an outlier on how this team was. They ran into a Walton team that they wasn't prepared to play. And new coaching staff and all that. So it kind of makes sense that they were kind of a little bit different coming into the year. But man, they really came on, and they're a team that watch out in the playoffs, man, because they're coming. They got a tough team that they're about to play, and we're gonna talk about that. But this team, I like this team. I like the talent.
Are you insinuating that this team is a Final Four team, an Elite Eight Final Four team in the playoffs? Eight,
definitely, for sure.
Okay. 8 for sure. That's respectable. I can concur. 8 for sure.
All right, let's get to our next one. Monday Mills played Woodard last game. Najee, what's your take on this one? First of all, I don't even have the score on here. Let me see.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was 38-8. 38-8. Oof.
Yeah, I just think that defense is humming right now, right? They're shutting down opponents. The last 3 games, they're giving up an average of 5 points. That is getting it done. They're shutting down explosive offenses. Jonesboro, even though they struggle, I think they have an explosive offense. Monday Mills needs to kind of find their groove back, right? The last 2 or 3 games, they've been limited to under 10 points. So that offense is struggling. They got a lot of athletes and really good players. They got to get some more production out of them. And then, offensively, they're scoring that well for Woodward, right? We talked about the playmakers last week, Josiah Abdullah, Lucas Farrington, Ben Grice. And I really like Landon Walker. He gives them a nice 1-2 punch. They can obviously run the ball with Abdullah, but he can also run the read option with Walker, and he can also hit him downfield. So I think they're a sleeper in 6A. Now, a lot of people talking about them. They always say every year they have all the talent in the world, but they never go nowhere. Right. You see them give Langston Hughes a little bit of a scare in the first half last season. They're going to be a team to watch, man. I think 6A is more interesting than people think and more exciting than people think. And there's no real favorite this year. Like, we kind of knew last year Langston Hughes was the favorite. I still don't count them out. I still think they're going to make a deep playoff run. But there's just nobody that just, stands out there. This is a dominant team. They're poised to win it all. I think anybody on any given Friday night could do it. The Thomas County Centrals, the Gainesvilles, the Douglas Counties, the Langston Hughes, the Woodward Academies, any of them teams. We'll see how Houston County matches up. They've been struggling a little bit lately, but I think anybody in 6A will have a chance. But that's my take.
Go ahead, Biggie.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I haven't seen Monday Mills' offense, but obviously they shut them down pretty easily on and surrendering 8 points. Woodward came out and did their thing. They were explosive, handled their business on defense, like you said. It's going to be interesting to see what they do in the playoffs as the season winds down. They've been top 10 in the rankings. It might be for a reason. That top 5 is sturdy. Douglas County, like you said, Langston Hughes, I believe Lee County, Central, as well as a array of others. So it's gonna be action packed. I'm not sure if Woodward Academy or threatened for a state championship, but they're a solid team though at a College Park. I slide to you, Jerome.
Yeah, like you said, Najee, I just think that 6A has kind of people sleeping on them a little bit, and I think there is going to be a team that kind of rise to occasion in there. That 7-8 is tough though. Let's just say that 7-8 is definitely tough. They got a lot of teams in there, but don't think that there can't be a 6-8 team that sneaks in, because they got some guys too. You're not being talked about enough, and Warrior Academy definitely show they're worthy of being talked about. To put out a shutout on a very good Monday Mills team. I think that was not a shutout, but a blowout rather, to a really good Monday Mills team. Shows a lot about them, and I just got put on the radar, a few weeks ago. Didn't really know about them, and I've been really keeping a close eye on them lately, just because I'm like, man, they actually are playing well. And then I look at the roster, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that kid. Oh, I know that. Yo, they got him. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. So like, they got talent, man. They got really talent team. Again, maybe a Atlanta team that people are not really talking about enough, or not really looking at, but I think they're gonna wake some people up for sure.
For sure.
Definitely. All right, and then our last game of the not last game. We got two more. Our next game, a game that I was supposed to go to. I wound up not going. But Norcross versus Peachtree Ridge. And maybe I shouldn't have. I mean, it was a good thing I didn't go, maybe. 35-17. I'll start with this one. I didn't expect Peachtree Ridge to play that poorly in the game. Norcross, I seen Norcross last year. I know they have some talent on their team. Their tight end's really good. Their quarterback's really good. I can't remember their names at the moment, but Peachtree Ridge, again, like I said last week, I thought Peachtree Ridge was one of the upcoming teams of the year, and they can still be. This is one game, one loss. But I wasn't expecting this type of game. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer at least. Peachtree Ridge get at the end or something like that. But Najee, what's your thought on this one?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Ridge actually had a good start, right? They jumped out to a 10-0 lead, and then Norcross goes on the 35-7 run the rest of the way. So you got to credit Norcross. The defense really clamped down. Carter Lucky, who you was talking about earlier, Lawson Lucky, who's now at Georgia. He's been having a good season. I think he got recently invited to Georgia League Classic, so he's been doing his thing. He had a sack in this game. But I was just impressed with what they did defensively, right? I won't say shut down, because Miles Abernathy still had 10 catches, 153 yards, and a touchdown. But they didn't allow this Peachtree Ridge offense, who's so potent and so good, with Lamar White and Ra Thomas, and they could beat you in a multitude of ways. They kind of didn't let them really get off but maybe one player or so. Besides that stat line, they were pretty much, pedestrian games. So got to give a shout out there. And my game ball goes to A.J. Watkins, right? Pass for 90 yards, rush for 53 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and he also had 30 yards receiving. Then I got to give some love to Kevin Marvin Winchester. Get this stat line, guys. He rushed for 234 yards and 2 touchdowns. As a total, I would not think I would be saying this number. 342 total yards rushing for Norcross. So, I mean, that's huge, man. You're basically, when you can run like that on the team, you're beating them against their will, right? And that, like I said, that's unheard of. You don't really see that a lot. But Norcross can run with some of the best of them. Obviously, they could throw it too with him and Dylan Muhammad. They run a 2 QB system and can get the ball to the weapons. Can't sleep on Jamari Harrell, too. He's going to be an interesting player to watch come playoff time. When teams try to take away that run game for Norcross, they got somebody on the outside that can win the 50-50 ball and win the deep ball. So that's going to be interesting. I thought a good game by Darnell Kelly, though. 244 yards, a touchdown, pretty efficient game. Just, again, they couldn't get it going. The offense kind of sputtered when it's normally really, really, really good. So I know they'll take some stuff from that. They still got a chance at the number 2 seed and can host a playoff game. So,
yeah, definitely. Big.
Yeah, no doubt. The offense definitely ran into a roadblock, and that roadblock, you look no further than Lionel. Excuse me, let me get this line. Lionel Burns, man, 5 pass deflections. He got being topped by Mr. Abernathy, Reverend Abernathy, but he came back and had some big defensive stands, one-on-one coverage, playing tight man. I don't think he has a lot of offers right now, being a junior, but if he plays the way he played this past Friday continuously, I think that'll change. I just want to shout out to him for having a sensational Friday night against one of the top teams in 7A.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, now we're gonna get to our last game. Valdosta versus Colquitt County. another pretty blowout, 44-28. Colquitt. I said this last week, man. Colquitt was a team that I never seen before. Went to Lee County last year, and they pitted on them. And I thought Lee County was really good. So, they're continuing that this year. Packers are looking real good, man. Bacon, what's your thoughts on this one?
I think it would how most people would have seen it. We know Valdosta they're a formidable team. They got a lot of history down there. But the Colquitt just at another level this year, man. Destined to compete for a state championship, man. So put it in your coffee cup and drink it down and regurgitate it for next week, man. I'm gonna pass it on to Najee with the more in depth.
Yeah, man. I think for me, this is one of the best offenses in football and on the high school level. I don't know who's going to stop them come playoff time. Nico Fan is having a phenomenal season in this game. 3 incompletions, 201 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Nycars tears it up yet again. He's having an all-state type of season. Probably will make definitely should make an all-state team. 7 catches, 137 yards, and 2
I agree with that.
touchdowns. So he definitely should make an all-state team this year. And then I think the key part in this game, Colquitt had 8 hurries in this game. So got to give some love to Nick Pace. Look at the stat line. 19 tackles for Nick Pace. Chance Sims had 18 tackles. So that's flying around to the football. That's making key stops. Nonetheless, a surprising stat is actually they rushed for 366 yards. Todd Robinson had 148, and their freshman, Gerard Foster, had 87 and 2 tutties. So I think the key is Valdosta likes to run the ball. They like to use that and build off play action and things like that. My only concerning part about Colquitt, they can score with the best of them. They're going to put up points on the board. They're going to be hard to stop with Nycar and also Landon Thomas and their whole receiving core. They remind me of Carrollton. And the only reason I say that is when it matters most, will they be able to get the stops? That's my only part I worry. Can they get the stops when it matters most? That offense, they put up 42, 49 on the board, and they need to win the game. It's 49-42, and they need to stop. Can the defense get the stop? That's my only question. We'll see. We'll find out come playoff time. But offensively, one of the best in the state.
I mean, that sounds like USC, where they can put up all the points, but they can't stop anybody. So they gotta do better with that one right there. I agree. All right, man. Let's get into our preview for next week. So obviously, we got some Friday Night Lights. We got some great games. We're gonna be discussing it. Let's start over with the Parkview game. We kind of alluded to that one a little bit. Let's get into that one first. Parkview versus Grayson, the Gwinnett County game right here. I like these 2 teams, man. But I have close ties to both of these teams, so I always like to see 2 teams that I'm very close with and have a lot of talent, square away. I'm gonna start with you, Bacon. How you think this game's gonna turn out?
To be honest, man, I really don't know, man. Parkview, they both come in 7-2. I guess I'll give the I'm not gonna guess. I'm gonna give the advantage to Parkview, having the home field advantage. It's gonna be the question is they can keep the quarterback off the ground, keep from being under duress, so he can, spread the wealth to his different receivers, get Mike Matthews involved in the offense. And what I feel like they can kind of slow down Colin Foss. I like Zalou, if I'm saying his name right, Lewis Hicks. Zealous Hicks, excuse me.
Zealous
Hicks. That's a good matchup. Him and Colin, they could slow that down and they can hit Grayson in the mouth early. That's going to be where I think a lot of people had a question mark with Grayson if they can get hit in the mouth and respond, similar to that game against Walton. Got hit in the mouth, didn't really respond. Of course, they turned things around, but can they hunker down when times get hard just before the playoff starts? So if I had to pick, I'm gonna go Parkview here. Close game. I'm not gonna give a score prediction just yet, but what you think, Naj?
Yeah, man. This is a big time game, man. I didn't know Parkview was at home, but it doesn't change my pick. I just think, man, and I don't mean no disrespect. Obviously, these kids can play. They play on the high school level, man. I just believe more in J.D. Davis. No one is talking about his season, and he has been phenomenal. In the game against Archer, he had 5 incompletions the whole game and 3 touchdowns. He has 25 touchdowns and 1 interception all season. He's balling. I trust him more than I trust Jaden Jenkins. No disrespect. JD can throw that thing. That boy can ball. All right. Now, as Brandon Alves even said on the telecast, he said the growth and maturity jumps out on tape, and I 100% agree with him. Quite unquestionable leader, comes in every day, works hard, got honored at senior night at the big time showdown between Grayson and Archer last week. Now, the key, as you mentioned, Colin Fox. I'm going to go to playmakers first. Colin Fox, and you said Zealous Hicks. You also got to throw in there Jalen Crawford. You got to throw in there Mike Matthews because he plays safety. Grayson got too many weapons, dog. No disrespect. The Parkview boys can play. But Colin Fox over in the middle of the field, if you're going to run a cover 3, he's going to exploit that with dig routes, right? If you're running a cover 2 shell, right, the middle of the field is open. So what I'm saying is if you run cover 2, you can also run a football too. That's going to be a problem. Now, Dylan Elder just showed out. He's underrated, but that kid can run that football too. I think Grayson just has too many weapons. Even if you try to slow down Colin and you double him, you got John Seniors. No one talks about him. He won offensive player of the game. He's a big body receiver. You know what I'm saying? He's a big play waiting to happen. I got to throw in Alexander Sanchez too. Grayson got some kids that can ball, man. I'm telling you. Now, the flip side of it is Parkview, right? Now, we know they don't got Kyrie Spain, no Traylon Maddox. They depending on David Rouse, and they put it on hold on. I got it's a sophomore player too. David Rouse, and then they got sophomore running back. Right? So hear me out. I just think that's a lot of pressure on a quarterback that's the first year starter. You are at home, so you feel a little bit better. But when it gets tight, like you said, you want to see Grayson when it matters and the pressure's there. Have we seen Jaden Jenkins in that situation yet? That defense for Grayson is special, man. I'm telling you. Yeah. I don't mean to go on a whole tangent. That defense is special, man. They got Tyler Atkinson. They can stop the run. They got a strong front 7. Them Grayson boys going to be ready to hit. They got speed. They're going to fly to the ball. They got athleticism. Them boys are special. And their secondary is better than most people think. So, for me, I'm rolling with Grayson.
Man, this is why I kind of wanted to go before Najee because he literally stole my thunder. He said everything I was about to say. And I'm just like, damn, he's like hitting every point, man. I agree with him. I listen, I love both teams. I think both teams are, good, have good coaching, good, overall, atmospheres, both have very talented teams. Where I think where Parkview have the top talented team, like players, the top ranked guys on their team. The guys are more ranked. Where Grayson has more, yes, very top heavy. Where Grayson has more overall talent, I think. A lot of guys are really talented. Not everybody knows their names. Will know their names soon, but not everybody knows their names. So I think that when it comes to a game like this, I always look at, all right, who's on offense, who's on defense, vice versa. Grayson's defense is a really good defense. They're playing against a quarterback that is, again, first year quarterback, and no disrespect to him, I think he's a good quarterback. But when I look at the quarterback matchups, JD got it, in my opinion, and that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go Grayson with this one. I think that, again, I love both of you guys. I love all your coaches, please don't get on me if y'all see this. Please don't. I love both of your squads. But I'm going to go Grayson with this one.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling before you go to the next one. I have a funny feeling like one of our picks gonna go viral and somebody gonna be like, man, this man Bacon or this man Jerome. We seen it.
You gonna clip us?
Kind of how like Alex went viral with the Kel pick. You picked Kel. Yeah.
Somebody, they're gonna get on this watch. Yeah. Especially me. I like both teams, so they're gonna be like, "Yo, what you mean?"
But I thought you was gonna bring me home, Jerome.
Hey, what's going on? We're on both of these teams all season, and yeah. So anyway, let's get to our next game. We got Dutchtown versus Ola. Hola. Yeah, that's what you were supposed to say at the beginning of this podcast, sir.
Adios.
I'm about to leave us. I'm like, damn, we just started, bro. Najee, I'm gonna start with you on this one, man.
So I know we don't talk about these teams a lot, but this is for the 3rd and the 4th seed to kind of settle out in that region. Dutchtown's been having a pretty decent season. They're in a competitive region. They got The region championship was last week. Jones County and Warner Robins. Warner Robins won. Judd Anderson beat his former team. Basically got a chance to look at him up close and personal earlier in the season. He could tell you a little bit more about him. I have not seen him in person yet. But Ola was off to the best start of school history, starting the season 4-0. Lost 2 region games to the aforementioned Jones County and Warner Robins. I really like how they can run the ball with Ola. They got 2 freshman standouts. They're running the ball at an efficient and high clip. Caden Wade with 628 yards and 4 touchdowns this season, and then Nigel Newkirk, 743 yards and 13 touchdowns. This is a team that likes to run the football. The pass, if they want to pass it, they can, but they maybe more so prefer to run the rock. So they're great in the running game. Going to be interesting to see if Dutchtown can kind of slow that down. And then 4 of Dutchtown losses this year out of the 5 have been by 1 score. So they've been competing. They've been playing tough. They've been having some good games. They've won 2 consecutive games, and they scored at a high clip, 41 and 42 points. So my eyes are on Shane McCoy. Last game, 147 yards and a touchdown. Both teams want to run it, and they can run it well. So nonetheless, I'm going to go with Ola. I think they ended up winning this game, secure the 3 seed. They will be on the road for the first game, but they won't have to play the 1 seed come playoff time.
Yeah, man, I feel the same way. I think Ola's going to lock this one down. Dutchtown's been a little shaky. I expected more from them this year, especially, losing back-to-back games like this or a string of games, you know what I'm saying, against Jonesboro, Spalding, and Warner Robins. I wanted to point this out. Like you said, you brought up Warner Robins. Ola lost a close game against Warner Robins. I'm not sure if that's before Judd came or not. I think that's after. But I just think Ola just been they're on a I don't say a hot streak. Just got a little bit more momentum than Dutchtown does right now. So I'm gonna go with them. Just a little side note on Judd. Surprisingly, they have been playing as well as I thought they were. They look more formidable against well, it was in Northside Columbus. That's the game I've seen. And since then, it's been sporadic. They lost some big games. And I thought they would be a little more efficient on offense. But he did just join the team a couple weeks ago, maybe a month and a half ago. So, but that's my take on Jones County. I'm not Jones County, but Warner Robins. But, yeah, definitely all Ola against Dutchtown. Back to you, Jerome.
I like the transition. Back to you, Jerome. Like it was on a newscast or something. Back to you, Jerome.
Back to you.
It's gonna rain. Anyway. I'm taking Dutchtown on this one. I do think it is good. It's crazy because any other level, I like watching the pass. I love watching defense. I love high school football. I just love watching a run game. I don't know what it is. I just love watching a run game. So this game is gonna be fun for me to see how this game transpires because, like Najee said, two running teams, 2 teams that likes to run. I'm gonna give that the slight edge. This is a game where, like, if it was on college football, I was betting, I would say this is like a push 'em for me. I think it's a very close team. I'm gonna give a slight edge to Dutchtown for no particular reason. I just think their running game's a little bit better, in my opinion. But we'll see.
We'll find out.
That's fair.
Yes, sir. All right, next game: Alpharetta versus Roswell. 2 teams, looking to make the playoffs and make a little noise. I think both teams been kind of like shaky a little bit. Bacon, what's your take on this one?
Both teams, I don't really know too much about Alpharetta. I did see Roswell this summer at the Corky Kale 7-on-7, and they had a wide receiver. I cannot remember his name. It was definitely explosive. I believe they have say it one more time, brother, for the people.
Sean Wilson.
Sean Wilson.
What are you thinking about?
That's a hell of a name. Anyway, I believe they got a good rushing attack. Anytime you get balanced to that with good rush attack, with a good passing attack, catch some bulls off balance, hit them over the head, you can spread them out. Not sure what it looked like on defense, but because I know more of the name brand of Roswell, I feel more inclined to slide to the men in green.
I thought you, Jerome. I got a more of a longer soliloquy, so I was throwing to you.
He gonna let you get off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going Roswell as well. I think that, like I said, I feel like they had a shaky year. I think it was 2-3 losses, something like that so far. Am I off on that?
I think you're off, buddy.
How many wins they got?
They got a lot. They about to win. They close to winning the region title. They only got 1 L.
Oh, really? I thought they had 2. I could have sworn they had 2.
Nah.
Who
They
did?
only lost to Milton.
Okay. I changed my mind a little bit, but I'm still thinking Roswell. Since I'm Roswell, There was a good team. I thought they had a couple of shaky wins. Also, I thought they lost to somebody recently, right?
No, last 3 games, real quick. Throw it back to you. Last year, 84-6. Pope 70-14. Sprayberry 49-7. Nah.
Dang, they blowing people out. Man, I could have sworn I seen something where they was not playing well or one game or something like that. I mean, maybe I'm thinking about a different team, but Roswell, man, I think they have a really good team. They really well put together, and they're gonna win this game.
Yeah, I think for me, this is a really interesting game, right? So if Alpharetta can come on the road and get this win, it's going to set up a 3-way tie at the top, especially if Blessed Trinity wins their game. Alpharetta, Roswell, and Blessed Trinity will all be 4-1 at the top of the region standings. Blessed Trinity beat Alpharetta last week. Roswell beat Blessed Trinity. But if Alpharetta wins, that'll be an interesting 3-way tie because all of them basically beat each other. So that is something to watch for, too, in this game. As my boy Bacon mentioned, they got some dangerous weapons. He mentioned Sean Wilson. He's having a all-state type of year. I think he's close to 900 yards receiving, well over 10-plus touchdowns. Other player we're not talking about is Ethan Barber. He's the UGA commit, really big weapon in the offensive game. Kind of reminds you, I won't say the same body build as a Colin Fox, but does a lot of the same things in that red zone area over the middle of the field. He's a tough guard. He's just a pretty much a mismatch. Those two are going to be issues, right? Can that Roswell secondary hold up? Now, I've seen them earlier this year against Milton. Milton kind of had their way. They had that big tight end similar to what they have in Ryan Gia with Ethan Barber. It'd be interesting to see can they slow him down. They kind of had, their way offensively. So I think this game will be more of a shootout. In my opinion, that's going to be interesting to watch. And then for Roswell, KJ Smith, man, nice to really see him start to finally get the offers rolling in for him. He can feed the ball to all the playmakers. One player that's not talked about enough on offense, Dylan Williams, the Marshall commit. He's having a phenomenal year. He's one of those guys. Reminds me of kind of a John Seniors. He can go up over the top with the 50-50 ball. He's just a dude, man. He's an athlete. You give him the ball in space, he's a problem. And their running back game is off the chain too. And Saquon Smith doesn't get talked about enough. He's an athlete, 2025 class. He can run it. Last game had over 100-plus yards, and he still got Nakai Davenport, who can run it with the best of them. Had over 2,000 yards rushing last season. So really interesting matchup. My impact player to watch in this game, no one's talking about. I think he should be a 5-star player, 4 to 5-star player, Ashton Moore. Y'all go look up his tape if you don't believe me. He can take over a game at any point. He reminds me of a Micah Parsons. I don't throw out those comparisons that often, but go watch his tape. Look how he knifes through defensive lines. Look how they use the versatility and move him all over the field for head coach Curvin. That kid is next level. No one's talking about him, but when y'all start to see Ashton Moore, I told y'all so. So
I respect the comparison, but you can't spew those names on Cowboys Week. You can't do that on Cowboys Week. Come on, man. You can't put that name out there on Cowboys Week. Come on, bro.
Oh my goodness.
I like it.
I can't. But nonetheless, to end my soliloquy, I think I'm gonna roll Roswell, but a close game. I like Alpharetta too, but I think it'd be close.
Close game, brother.
Yes, sir. I like it, man.
Man, I think it's going to go both ways, man. Both teams got good lines, good playmakers. I think it'll be a close game.
All right, awesome. All right, last game. A game that I'm trying to get into. Lambert versus Milton. Nigel, I'm gonna start with you, man. What's your thoughts on this one?
It's a big time game, man. This is on GPB, second year in a row. This is the region championship. Is Lambert gonna win it this year? We gonna see. It's not in Swanee though. This is in Milton's house. Hey man, I told everybody. I said once that Milton offense gets rolling, they're gonna be a problem. I'm gonna stand by that. They got too many playmakers, right? DeBron Gatlin, Ryan Gia, Mark Esley, CJ Wiley, right? They got too many weapons, man, and they can run the ball. The running game's gotten better with TJ Lester. Luke Nichols, that dude, man. Y'all go check his tape, man. 457 yards.
Luke, that dude.
Luke is that dude.
Luke is that dude. I seen him. I think last summer, and I had no idea who he was. Nobody really pointed him out to me. I just see him play the game. I'm just like, oh, this kid's nice. Like, hold on, like Luke got some Luke's nice. I feel like a lot of people are not talking about him as a quarterback.
And his progression from last year to this year is monumental. And I seen that game 1 in the scrimmage against Gainesville. But Milton got too many weapons. I do like the running game with Lambert, with Tommy Lafayette, underrated kid, but starting to get a little bit of buzz now in the recruiting game. Kid can play, can tote the rock, considers himself an athlete, not a running back. He can catch it out of the backfield. He can run it, throw it, whatever you want to do, he can do. My eyes, though, my X factor is going to be Cameron Bland and Christian Smith. They have been the top playmakers for Lambert all season long. They got to be able to win against that very talented, and I'll keep saying it, I think elite secondary that Milton has, one of the best in the country. Can they win on the outside and make it tough for them, or will it be tough sledding? We're going to find out, but I'm going to roll with Milton. I think it'll be a big win for them, and I got to give some love to Brenton Brooks on the defensive side of the ball. 121 tackles for Lambert and 4 sacks this season. But I'm going to roll with Milton. This thing, too many weapons. That's going to be tough to stop. Tommy Lafayette is leading them in interceptions with 3 this season, but I'm rolling with Milton.
Definitely. No, I'm rolling with Milton as well. I see that their defense is really dependent on, especially the secondary. But I think the secondary is thriving off that offensive line. I think they're not producing enough sacks, but they're pressuring the quarterbacks. They're putting it on that quarterback, and they got good rotation over there. So don't sleep on Milton's defensive line, man. They're the ones that actually, I think, causing those interceptions and turnovers and everything from the secondary. So that's just my opinion. I think that, like I already talked about Luke, so I think that he's a outstanding player, not talked about enough. They got a lot of offensive weapons, like you said as well. Gatling and everything like that, and all those guys. I really like Gatling. I see him play too, and that kid can ball. I don't think he's the fastest guy, but when that ball's in the air, he's gonna go get it. So he's one of those guys. So I think Milton. I think it's gonna be a good game. Milton is gonna be at home. It's gonna be the crowd's gonna be roaring. I'm giving it to Milton. I'm gonna pass it to you, Big.
Yeah, I have to third that motion. I'm gonna roll with Milton too. That the interesting thing is outside of the game is Luke is recruited by Miami. Jeb at Warner Roberts is recruited by Miami. That's two talented quarterbacks. I'm wondering, like, why would you recruit 2 highly talented quarterbacks like that?
You know why? Georgia does it.
I mean, yeah, I understand why, but it's like,
yes, Georgia does it. Alabama does it. Yeah, get the top guy. They go battle out and compete. Yeah,
you got stack up. Stack up. Yeah, Texas just did it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Texas just did it, literally. Yes.
Y'all put me on game, but I'm looking at it from the athlete perspective. Somebody ain't gonna get that PT, and somebody probably gonna transfer.
Hey, it's happening in Texas, like we just said, bro. And 2 of the best quarterbacks are on the same team.
The thing is, I agree with him. The thing is, real quick, it's okay. So, like, these players gotta understand. You only need, like, I never understand, and I'm sorry to make this point, but go look at Joe Burrow, right? And I ain't trying to back on because I'm a Bengals fan. So, bro, he sat for 4 years behind Cardale Jones, JT Barrett, and he left his seat after he graduated Ohio State and got his degree. He left and went to LSU for the opportunity. I'm not saying to sit for 4 years, bro, but it's okay to sit 2-3 years. And by year 3, like, okay, I'm not going to get to play here. Didn't make that move. You know what I'm saying? Or 2 years in. They make the move a half a semester in, barely a year in. Speed first. You know what I'm saying? Look at Carson Beck recently. You know how long he sat?
All right. Simmer down.
Yeah.
You know how long he sat? And he's balling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was
I'll admit that he had a really good last game. I'll admit that.
What's the kid Bennett's name? Stetson Bennett. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of his name. Stetson Bennett. He sat behind him for years.
Yeah.
I just don't understand that. That's just me though. I
hear
you.
Yeah, simmer down on the Carson Beck. But anyway.
You worried about your Michigan. Y'all mess around.
Listen, we got a quarterback. We got a quarterback. We got a defense. We got a running game.
David McCarthy can play, but he can't do it all. I know about y'all dynamic running game with Blake Corum and Donovan.
Okay. So you don't have to do it all. You don't have to do it all. All right, you just explain why he don't have to do it all. You literally just explain why he don't have to do it all.
That's not the problem.
That's the problem. In the chat.
The problem is y'all cannot win the game. Y'all get to the playoffs.
That's facts.
And y'all fold, bro. Y'all got to steal signs. Enough.
Listen, we lost that TCU game, but you wasn't watching that TCU game. You lost that TCU game. You're right, but you wasn't watching that TCU game.
I watched it.
Did you watch it? Did you really watch it?
Inexplicable.
It was a great game. It was a great game.
It was.
After being down 14-0 in the first quarter.
Why y'all that down to TCU, dog? Ain't y'all in the Big Ten?
Yeah, I understand that, but also like you see, we destroying ourselves. We were destroying ourselves, though. You can't deny we wasn't destroying ourselves.
Every big game, bro. Come on, man. Come on, gotta stop with excuses, man. Y'all gotta play with a big game, man. Y'all like the Cowboys.
Okay.
Big game come, y'all play.
Okay.
We waiting.
Ohio State to wait
in the last decade.
Okay.
Okay.
We have a reign. Wait, it was a decade. Yeah, no.
Don't go that far back, though.
I said decade. Last decade. I didn't say in the 2000s when you had Brady. In the 90s you had Brady. No, I said
it was in the 90s. It was in the 90s. It wasn't even Brady.
It wasn't Brady, but that was
it definitely wasn't Brady, bro.
I wasn't born during that time, so I have an excuse. I wasn't born during that time, so I don't know. I know I had Charles Woodson, though.
Yeah, we did. You're right. Yeah. All right. We're talking about college too much. All right, I'm gonna let you guys talk now because we about to get into the let's get it. So this is when my boys over here take over. They talk all basketball. I usually let them do their thing. I might say something here and there, but let's get it, guys. Let's talk about some basketball.
Go ahead, Naj.
Yeah, so we'll start, man. Big time commitment, and I'd love to get your intel. As I said, I kind of leaned off Bacon. I'm just getting into the basketball scene.
Don't let him fool y'all.
No, he knows his stuff.
I'm trying to get right. But I thought the big one, man, was Cooper Flagg committing to Duke over UConn and Kansas. Can I just say, man, for the one time, how exciting this is? And the reason I say that is because the last few years, and you can attest to this, Bacon, we've seen the top players go to either overtime elite or they're going and they're playing G League basketball, and then they're going up to the draft. This is exciting for college basketball. We've been missing it. Yeah. This was the least watched NCAA championship in, I think, the last 25, 30-plus years with UConn, and I forget who they played. That's how relevant it was, literally. Yeah. So this is good for college basketball because it brings the number one player in the country, regardless of classification, Cooper Flagg, who is the projected number one overall pick in the 2025 class, to college basketball. So we get to see him play with Duke, and he's playing with some top players, number ones, number fives in the country. So it's going to be exciting, man. I can't wait to see him put on the Blue Devils jersey. We're going to have a little bit of a rivalry now with them and UNC. It's just going to be fun, man. So I'm excited. This is great for college basketball. Great decision. I thought he might go UConn or Kansas, but this just brings the excitement back to college basketball, in my opinion. But what's your take?
Oh, before Bacon started, you a Duke fan?
No, bro. No.
Okay. You say us. I got confused a little bit.
Boy, a Bearcat fan, probably. Cincinnati.
I ain't even no Bearcat fan. Only team in Cincinnati I really like is the Bengals, bro.
Go Bearcats.
Yeah, go Bearcats.
It's the Bengals.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just wondering. You kept saying we. I was like, whoa, what's this we? I don't understand that language.
Basketball team, brother. Ain't no shame behind the hometown bandwagon, brother.
Doing it with the Nuggets.
Right.
Don't disrespect.
Bro, you didn't pull the jersey out again, bro.
Had to, man. I'll be bugging.
That's funny.
But go ahead, Bacon.
But now, Cooper Flagg, he committed yesterday, joining Isaiah Evans, top 11 nationally ranked player, Con Canupel, Darren Harris. Con Canupel is actually a 5-star, 16th player overall, small forward from Milwaukee. So depending on who stays, of course, at Duke now, you got one of my favorite players in college basketball, Jared McCain, super technical, gym rat. So I doubt he stays, but if he does stay for whatever reason, Duke has a chance. They got a chance to win it this year. I don't think they're going to win it. I'm rolling my boys, Kentucky. We're just on a different level. Rob Dillingham going for 40, and they ain't even a quarter of the team. But, shout out to Cooper Flagg and Duke for pulling that off. I thought he was going to go to Who was the other school in the running? Naj, can you remember?
It was UConn and Kansas, I believe.
UConn, yeah, UConn and Kansas. I thought he might go to UConn. I would like to see him and
Stephon Castle.
Stephon Castle. That'd have been nasty. That'd have been a 2-punch that nobody would have wanted to see. But going to Duke, I don't know. I feel like UConn is a blue blood program.
Oh, they are. Oh, yeah. For sure.
But Duke is on a different level, man. But yeah, shout out to him and shout out to Duke, man. That was definitely a big time signing yesterday on Hallows Eve.
Sure.
And got anything else, guys?
Yes, bro. We have more topics. Yes.
I mean, y'all just got quiet on me. I was just wondering. Like, I
let Bacon come up with the topics too.
For sure. We might as well bring in the UGA topic. We'll talk about that a little more in depth, man. UGA, they signed Jacob Wilkins. A lot of people thought he was going to go to Virginia. His half brothers over there on the coaching staff. I thought he might go over there, but it's nice to see. There's a lot of ties. You know what I'm saying? When your pops is in the league, anything can happen. He could have came G League route. Straight out of high school, just announced it, but he decided to come home, stay home. I was ready to say something. This is big time for Georgia. They got Amari Too Tough from Norcross last year. They got him. I believe they just signed another 4 or 5 star. Now they got Jacob Wilson, who just committed. It's still early, so he could flip. I think he's locked in. So hopefully this is a bump in the right direction for Georgia basketball, because good Lord knows we need some basketball in Georgia.
They just signed, I think you're right, it's Asa Newell.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right on that?
I'm not sure about the pronunciation, but that's definitely the verbiage.
Let me see. That's it. Yeah, I might be wrong too. It might be Asai or Asa Newell. Okay, I was right. 5-star small forward. So the good thing is Bacon, you alluded to, this is good for Georgia hoops, right? I feel like they have not had that dynamic of a team. Have they had great players? Yes. Right. I think their last great player was Anthony Edwards, and we see what he's doing. Number 1 overall pick, got his big contract. He's a staple, well-known from Georgia. I can't remember off the top of my head the school he went to, but we know what he means for basketball royalty in the state of Georgia. But as you mentioned, man, getting Asai Newell, getting Jacob Wilkins, Amari Too Tough, they're going to have a team, man. It's been some years, man. When I say some years, it's been some years Georgia basketball has been good. So they're finally getting talent there from Mike White. They should be able to continue and compete. And as you mentioned, really good, interesting dynamic there. Didn't know if he would go with his brother, half-brother, Isaiah Wilkins, who played for Virginia and now is the assistant coach, or would he go with his ties with his dad, who was the best Georgia player, best Bulldog ever to come through the program. So interesting pick there, but again, a marquee player. I'm trying to get some games in and go see him play, man. Like I said, Grace is my favorite in 7A in basketball, but that's going to be interesting to see, man. That's a great signing for Georgia. Georgia's nailing it right now on the hoop side.
No doubt. And then third topic, I'm sure we got a few more drums, so you know what I'm saying? Get comfortable, brother. We're going to talk about
Let them know.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Get your pad out.
Hey, Baker, you need to start partaking.
Yeah, you need to get your pad out, brother. You know what I'm saying? Get your little NBA TV, you know what I'm saying? Have your NBA score app. Be looking at the stats. Keep
all right, I put that in there.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
You know what I mean? But, we all media members here. I don't know if y'all, I know Naj knows. But anyway, Double Trouble. They got a big invitational coming up. I believe they got one in October, but the big one is December. They got Isaiah Evans, AJ. I'm not sure how to say the brother's name. AJ. Something like that. Yep. He just reclassified to 2024, I believe, 2025. I can't remember. I think 2025. Now, my only thing is it's a great event, but like I said, y'all are media members. They charge them $25 per day, $50 to come cover some courtside and food. I want to know, when have we ever charged media to come work for you? So I'm not going to be in attendance. I don't really support that notion. But you know what I'm saying? If y'all feel otherwise, please educate me on just the whole pay for media thing.
Nah, I've never heard, maybe because they having that package with food included, maybe that's why they charge, but I've never heard that for covering a basketball event. Even in football, man, they don't charge. It's more so hard to be able to get media credential to go for free than to be charged. So maybe that's because they include food, but no, that's not a commonality, bro. That's not something that happens all the time. That I think that's rare. They're probably just trying to make more profit off of it.
Well, it's probably they're definitely paying some of these players to come in NIL. You're not gonna keep getting these big. I mean, I'm sure they've been paying, and maybe they're trying to put the money to that in a different manner. But I feel like this is definitely a better way to go about it. They probably will have some success this year, I guess. But if they don't, hey, you see why, and you know what I'm saying, maybe we can move forward with a better agreement with the media.
For sure, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
If you want, go ahead and add something, brother.
Yeah, man, we gotta talk about the best backcourt in Georgia, man, via On the Radar Hoops, man. So I got a list, Bacon. I gotta hear your thoughts, man. You've seen a lot of these kids play. I'm still a little fresh on it, but I've seen a couple of them play too. But CJ Holland, Jakari Harris from Grayson, Eric Chatfield, and Kyle Green, seen them up close and personal when they played McDonough. Brandon Peters and Zach Foster from Woodward Academy, seen Woodward Academy also last year. J.R. Leonard and Karis Bilal from Riverwood. J.R. Leonard is a heavily recruited player in his class. Coda Suttle and Lamarian Lewis Jr. from Wheeler. That's an interesting dynamic, especially with Will losing so many of their key pieces, especially Isaiah Collier, Erickson Page in the company. Luke Flynn and Caesar Burrows from Walton, Ace Bailey and Jay Nash. Jay Nash is a heavily recruited player in his class as well from McEachern. Haven't seen him play, but that's an interesting one as well. Eddie Cook and Michael White from Berkmar. And the last one was Yusuf Bowers and Cassius Watkins from Maynard Jackson.
I think the best backcourt is Pace Academy by far. You got two players right there that can go for 20, 30 on any given night, as well as give you double-digit assists, play defense, move their feet. But realistically, man, I think it's Pace Academy, but I'm going to go with McEachern. For my personal opinion, you just can't. It's tough to go against Ace Bailey, somebody who's 6'10", puts the ball on the floor. He doesn't really create, but he's a problem to stop once it gets going. Side steps in between, sidestepping and pulling up, hitting tough buckets. That's definitely tough to handle. But overall, I think it's the Pace Academy backcourt. That's the best in GHSA basketball all around.
Yeah, this is what the boys are talking about right here. Just so y'all know. Right here, so
that's high level, Jerome.
You know, I was over here.
Yeah, I gotta go Pace Academy too. I really want to see the Grayson one in person. I know Jakari Harris said he's gotten better. He has a better feel. He feels like for the game, even though he already had a good feel. But I haven't seen CJ Holland, but he's heavily recruited. I think he's going to Western Carolina. But it's a couple of these I got to see in person. But from the ones I've seen, I got to go Pace, and in a strong two, I got to go McEachern as well. And I got to see the Wheeler going, right? I want to see how Wheeler looks with just, a new kind of team, new players coming in. I mean, obviously, these guys probably were, backups last year, played JV or, whatever the case may be. I got to see them up close and personal. But I got to roll Pace, man. Kyle Green's committed to UCF. Eric Chatfield's having a strong season. He's a junior. It'll be his team next year. Got some strong players in a Hall of Fame coach and Tremaine White.
Yeah. Definitely. Keep going, brother. Go ahead.
Nah, that's what I got. That's what I roll with, man.
All right, but I just had one. Forgive me for the pause, folks. It was a basketball one. Man. Don't worry, we'll move on. If it comes to me, I'll butt in.
Bet. But yeah, in terms of hoops, yeah, that's all I got, man. That's my top ones, top headlines for just hoops. The latest been going on the last couple of days, and hoops right around the corner, man. I think we got a couple more days. I think 10, 11 days, and it kicks off, man. So I can't wait. Should be fun. I'm going to try to follow it more heavily this season. It is tough. It's like baseball. They have games like sometimes every other day, or Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, or Tuesdays, Fridays, Sundays. So you just never know. But I'm going to try to keep my head on it and see some great action this year.
Yeah, I'm just going to listen to you guys, absorb what you gave me.
We need
to figure this out. I'm going to step in, bro. I like hoops too. I just don't be especially high school. I'm just getting into high school down here in Georgia while I came out of Georgia. I've been down here in Georgia for 2 years. So I'm just getting a handle on that. Now I gotta put basketball into that. But I got you guys. I'll be there. Yeah.
Outside the Nuggets is a little fuzzy.
Yo, chill. I like it.
I want to see the jersey again.
That was good one.
Yeah. That was good. Wow, bro. Wow. Funny. But yeah, man. Thank you guys. That's gonna do it for us today, guys. Unfortunately, we wasn't able to get our special guest on, but we'll try to get him on for next week. Maybe next week or another episode. but we're definitely gonna try on that and get him on here. But it was Thanksgiving. It was Halloween night. You know, we're recording this on Halloween night, even if you guys are watching later on. We're doing this on Halloween night, so you know, man, have kids. You know how that goes. So you know, respect to him. Do your family duties and stuff like that. But we're definitely gonna try to get Philip Dukes on another time and everything like that, and a whole bunch of other guests. So definitely keep it locked in. Definitely keep checking us out on here. Again, let's do a quick round table of our socials and everything like that, and where you can find us. I'm start with you, Najee.
Yeah, right there down below, guys. Y'all can hit me on Instagram at NajeeWilk.TV. I didn't get as many clips as I wanted this week. I got some. I've just been swamped at work, but always got some good content on there. Building a little brand for myself as well. You can also follow me on Twitter at NajeeWilk as well. Twitter's kind of going crazy too, almost at 1,250 followers, man. So steady growing, man. Got a lot of players following me. Some college coaches have been hitting me up too. They think I'm recruiting for Grayson, but I said I'm not. I'm just good at the program. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of the players, but it's been cool, man. I've liked the experience, and high school football is obviously very fun. But y'all can follow me there.
Definitely. Bacon.
Arbon Bacon. You can follow me on Instagram. It's right below Bacon Network _47 on Twitter. Bacon Network LLC. On TikTok, put in Bacon Network. You put on Bacon Network anywhere to pop up. We the work is kind of slowing down, but we making some transitions. We do a lot of content with athletes. Gotta get y'all more behind the scenes. Look at them, whether it be in your bag or just sitting down and talk to them. We just talked to William Gregory and another be out there, so be on the lookout for that. And I want to drop a little trick or treat. We seen Travis Kelce had a down game this past week. Oh, guess who was not at the game?
Y'all stop it.
For the Swifties. Do a trick or treat for the Swifties.
Stop it, bro.
Gotta do it for the ladies, man.
Stop it.
That's crazy.
Mahomes had the flu, man. If you don't stop,
did have the flu. He had the flu,
dog.
He had the flu, and it was like -10 degrees out there. Come down, man.
Snow before it was like 7 inches of snow. Come on,
you know why? Because Taylor Swift went there with her chicken noodle soup.
Oh my God! Why you play into this, bro? Like you can't be doing this every podcast, man. You can't incriminate every podcast.
This is back to back though. If you had a good game, but back to back, I had to bring it up, brother. I'm sorry.
You putting too much energy in that, bro. Too much energy.
When our female retention rate jumps up 30%, you know who to thank. I love the ladies.
I hear you. I don't hear you. I hear you, but I don't hear you. All right. Anyway. As you all know, find us on Instagram.
I'm trying to get you a
lady. The hashes that you see right there, man. We got all football content.
Yeah, she gonna go to the Denver games with you.
Stop interrupting me. Inside the hashes, you see it right there. We got the QR code right there, so make sure you scan that right there as well. To get all our content, we on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We do high school, college, and pro football. We got plenty of players that we interview in the pro football right now are balling out their minds. If you've seen the game last Sunday night, that was Max Crosby was one of our guys that we interviewed, playing really well. Super proud of him. So we've interviewed a lot of good players in the league in college football and high school. So definitely check us out inside the hashes. On a road to 10,000 on Twitter. You need like a little under 1,000. I think maybe 2,000, something like that. More. So definitely follow that. Follow us on on Twitter so we can hit that goal. Hopefully before the end of the year. But we appreciate all you guys, man. So thank you guys for getting on with us. As always, my name is Jerome. We got Najee right there. We got Bacon right there. Thank you guys for getting on with us. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. See you next week on the First and Foremost podcast. Peace.
Holla dollar.
Nah.